what if I told you that the secret to a peaceful life isn't getting what you want, but wanting what you get? That the wisdom tradition spanning from ancient Roman emperors to modern thinkers holds a single key that transforms how we experience every moment of our existence? Tonight, we're exploring acceptance and Amor Fati, the art of loving your fate. And here's what might surprise you. A 5-year-old throwing a tantrum and an 80-year-old facing mortality are wrestling with the exact same fundamental truth. By the end of our journey, you'll see how this one principle evolves through every stage of life, becoming more beautiful and powerful with each passing year. Friedrich Nietzsche captured this perfectly when he said, "My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity, not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it." Let's begin where we all began, in the world of a child. Watch a 4-year-old build a sandcastle. They pour their heart into every tower, every moat. Then the tide comes in, or another child accidentally kicks it down. What happens next reveals something profound about acceptance. Some children rage against the collapsed castle. Others immediately start building again. And a few, the ones who seem to possess ancient wisdom in tiny bodies, simply watch the sand scatter and say, "Okay, what's next?" The child who accepts hasn't given up or become passive. They've discovered something adults spend decades trying to relearn, that fighting reality is like arguing with the tide. The ocean doesn't care about your opinion of its timing. At this stage, acceptance is pure and instinctual. Children haven't yet learned to carry grudges against circumstances. When it rains on their parade, they either cry for a moment and move on, or they discover the joy of puddles. The child's wisdom. Reality isn't personal. But as we grow older, everything starts feeling very personal indeed. "16 years old, staring in the mirror. Nothing looks right. Your nose is too big, your hair won't cooperate, and the person you've been crushing on just asked someone else to prom. The universe feels like it's personally conspiring against you." This is where acceptance becomes a battle. The teenage years are when we first truly grasp that life won't bend to our will. We want to be taller, shorter, funnier, cooler. We want different parents, different schools, different faces staring back from mirrors. But here's what's really happening in those moments of teenage anguish. We're learning to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. Every disappointment is a lesson in the architecture of acceptance. The teenager who gets rejected learns either to hate the world for its unfairness or to accept that not every story goes according to their script. Both responses are normal. Both are necessary parts of growing. The teenager's wisdom. The world doesn't revolve around your preferences, and that's actually liberating. But knowing this and living it are two very different things, which young adults discover quickly. "25, and your carefully laid plans are falling apart. The job market isn't what you expected. Relationships are more complex than romantic comedies suggested. You're building a life, but the blueprints keep changing. This is where acceptance becomes practical. You learn to pivot when doors close. You discover that Plan B often leads somewhere better than Plan A ever could have. The young adult faces a crucial choice: become bitter about unmet expectations, or develop what Epictetus called the art of acquiescence. Not passive resignation, but active collaboration with circumstances. You apply for 50 jobs and get one offer. Not the one you wanted, but the one that teaches you skills you didn't know you needed. You get your heart broken and discover resilience you didn't know you possessed. The young adult's wisdom. Flexibility isn't compromise, it's intelligence. But the real test of acceptance comes when you're responsible for more than just yourself. "40-something. And acceptance isn't just about your own disappointments anymore. Your aging parents need care. Your children face struggles you can't fix. Your career plateaus just when bills peak. This is where Amor Fati deepens into something profound. You're not just accepting what happens to you, but what happens to everyone you love. You watch your teenager make mistakes you could prevent if they'd listen. You see your spouse struggle with challenges you can't solve for them. The mature adult learns that acceptance is an act of love. When you stop trying to control your family's choices, you start supporting their journeys. When you accept your own limitations, you discover your actual strengths. Marcus Aurelius, writing as a father and leader, understood this. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny for what could more aptly fit your needs. The mature adult's wisdom. True strength lies in supporting others' autonomy, not controlling outcomes. But life has one more lesson in acceptance, perhaps the most beautiful of all. "75, looking back over decades of joys and sorrows, victories and defeats. From this vantage point, something remarkable becomes clear. Every experience, even the painful ones, contributed to who you became. The elder doesn't just accept life's hardships. They begin to see the strange wisdom in them. The job loss that led to a better career, the heartbreak that taught compassion, the illness that revealed what truly matters. This isn't rose-colored nostalgia. It's the recognition that resistance creates suffering, while acceptance creates peace. The Latin proverb captures this perfectly. Fortis cadere, sedere non potest. The brave may fall, but never yield. The elder's acceptance completes a circle back to childhood wonder. Like the 4-year-old watching sandcastles crumble, they observe life's changes with curiosity rather than judgment. They've learned what the child knew instinctively. Reality isn't the enemy. The elder's wisdom. Every experience was exactly what was needed for this moment's peace. From Sandbox to sunset, the journey of acceptance teaches us this. We cannot control what happens, but we can always choose our response. The child accepts naturally. The teenager fights necessarily. The young adult adapts practically. The mature adult loves deeply, and the elder embraces completely. Nietzsche's Amor Fati isn't about passive resignation. It's about active love. Love for the messy, unpredictable, sometimes heartbreaking beauty of existence, exactly as it unfolds. Here's what you can do tonight. Think of one situation you've been resisting. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "How is this serving my growth?" Choose one small disappointment from today and practice loving it. Not because it was pleasant, but because it was part of your story. And remember, acceptance isn't the end of striving. It's the beginning of peace. Sometimes, the greatest wisdom whispers what children already know. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, and both are perfect. What will you choose to love about your life exactly as it is?